Game week 29 is nearly here and my bench boost is active. Stick around to see my team and some players that I'm considering. Okay, starting off with my defence. Got Kepa in goal, Trippier, Botman, Chilwell and Raya. The player I skipped over there being Luke Shaw. I'm really considering bringing in Luke Shaw this week with my free transfer for Zinchenko. I think the upside, certainly over the next 3 or 4 weeks, is definitely there. Man United have got 3 really nice fixtures. Game week 32 is unfortunately a blank, though I know it says Chelsea on that list, but unfortunately Man United are not playing in that game week. Still, I think with 4 fixtures compared to Zinchenko's 3 in the next 3 game weeks, I think he is worth the transfer. He's Man United's first choice left back. He takes the corners and the free kicks that offer an opportunity to cross the ball into the box. He tends to take those as well. So lots of opportunity for attacking returns. Yeah, I think he's got a pretty decent double there. Newcastle, Brentford. A lot of people saying it's quite hard, but I think there's opportunities there for clean sheets in attacking returns for Luke Shaw. Yeah, I'm free hitting in game week 32 anyway. So the fact for me personally that Luke Shaw blanks in 32 doesn't really matter because I can just free hit my team regardless. I think for me he's the best Man United defender. There are maybe others like Martinez, for example, that might be slightly more nailed. But I do think he's played at centre back, for instance, which has probably affected his underlying numbers, which is why they probably don't look so good. But yeah, I think he's going to play pretty much every game that he's fit for, and he's got a good chance of attacking returns this double game week. And I think he's just worth a transfer away for Zinchenko. So looking to bring Luke Shaw in my team, and that's the rest of my defence. Got David Raya on the bench. Not expecting too much from him this week. We'll see how that goes. Excited about Ben Chilwell and Trippier, and it looks like Botman is back in training, so that yellow flag will hopefully disappear towards the end of the week. And Kepa in goal is one of the best goalkeepers this week for expected points, so I'm also really excited to have him. On to the midfield. I've got Saka in there at the moment, but I'm also really considering him, taking him out for Bruno Fernandes. I'm 50-50 on this one, really. It's just starting to work out whether it's really worth 4 points. In order to bring Bruno in for Saka, I'd have to take a -4 hit. And the question is it worth over the next 4 weeks 4 points? I think, to be honest, it's really close. Obviously, Bruno's got a decent double in 29, strong fixtures in 30 and 31, and he doubles in 34. So he built a strong case to bring him into my team, but I'm in an R about it. Also, if I do bring him in, it makes getting Erling Haaland back in my team quite a challenge. And it might well do for you guys who have got a similar team to me. So it's one that I think I'll make a decision on the deadline stream, to be honest. But he's definitely worth considering. And yeah, I've been thinking about bringing him quite a lot. As I said, with the Shaw situation, I am free hitting in 32, so the blank in 32 doesn't really affect me for Man United. It's just a straight, Fernandes v Saka. Fernandes has got, 2 extra games, but still, I think Saka has been performing so well this season. Even with the 2 extra games, I'm not sure how Bruno will stack up against him. Definitely come into better form post the World Cup, and he's becoming a much better FPL option. The other question mark about him is with the Casemiro ban for his sending off, does he play a deeper role for the next 3 or 4 game weeks? I guess it remains to be seen. I know at the start of the season, when Man United weren't quite firing on all cylinders, he was playing a much deeper role, and that really did impact his attacking returns, certainly non-penalty attacking returns. So remains to be seen if that's the case. I still think, just given how well he's been playing and how creative he's been, that Ten Hag will stick him in a more advanced position and play someone else in Casemiro's place. Someone like McTominay or Fred alongside Eriksen will be the team. So yeah, remains to be seen on that one, but I'm definitely considering bringing him into my team. As for the rest of my midfield, I've gone for Rashford captain. I think we'll have to wait up until the deadline to see whether he's going to play. Unfortunately, the deadline is on April Fool's Day, so I have no doubt in my mind that there are going to be some Twitter trolls suggesting that Rashford's injured, etc. So really have to keep score of, actual accredited FPL, leak pages. So yeah, one to monitor. Mitoma's my vice captain. I think he's probably the second best option in my team, at least this week. I think Salah on paper is the second best, but Mitoma's the second best I've got in my team. Maddison and March finish up the midfield. Really happy with this midfield, even with Saka in it, to be honest. And yeah, it just remains to be seen whether I want to bring in Bruno. On now to my forwards. Currently in my team, I've got Tony, Kane and Watkins. And my transfer plans next week for game week 30 is to get rid of Ivan Toney for Erling Haaland. But another option I do have, and it would unfortunately be another -4, maybe on top of or maybe instead of the Bruno Fernandes move, is to bring in Isaac from Newcastle just for this 1 week and then replace him with Erling Haaland. Purely because he is the top striker in the game according to DraftHound for expected points this week. He's got 11 expected points, which is right up there with the likes of Rashford and Salah. Obviously, the question mark around him and why his price is quite low is he is going to be a bit of a minutes risk, I think. Whether he starts the 2 games, I don't think anyone actually knows. I think comparing Isaac and Wilson, they're very similar in terms of their quality, in my opinion. So, yeah, I think they could well share minutes this game week. So, that's the thing that's put me off, really. I'm not quite sure whether it's worth Tony out for a hit. But yeah, I definitely can't ignore him. I think he's a great option. And if you're looking to make a striker transfer, then I'd definitely consider him. Another thing to think about with Isaac is it's unlikely now, but I still think there could be a double game week in 31. That's certainly what a couple of my sources, Planet FPL James, for example, on Twitter are suggesting. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to make the move because I don't think it's worth a hit. And I've got another plan to bring in Erling Haaland next week. So yeah, I'll just be making not a long-term move, if you like, to bring in Isaac this week, but I definitely can't ignore him, and he's definitely within consideration. So yeah, Tony, Kane, Watkins, my front 3. Really confident in these 3 guys. I think Tony, hopefully he doesn't get a yellow card in the first fixture, but even if it is only a single game week for him, I think he's a great option. Harry Kane, Everton away. Conte's just been sacked. Hopefully that means for Spurs in my fantasy team that they have a little bit of a bounce, and Kane gets really amongst the goals in that game. And then Ollie Watkins, he's been in fantastic form on penalties for Villa, 2 semi-decent fixtures for scoring goals at least in game week 29, and yeah, just hoping for some nice returns from him. And here's my team in all its glory. I've basically locked in the Luke Shaw transfer. Haven't pressed the button in the game yet, but I'm pretty certain, 99% sure, that's going to be the transfer I've used. I've not currently brought in a Bruno Fernandes. I just, sometimes when I think you're on the cusp of making a transfer, most of the time the correct decision is to not do it and save it for another week. And in my case, it might well be worth just saving, taking the hit, and just sticking with Saka, because I think that Leeds at home game for Arsenal is really quite promising. And yeah, the Isaac move, don't think I'm going to make that either, but it's certainly one I've been thinking about. I don't think I'm going to get pressured into that one though. But yeah, really confident in this team. I think, there are a couple of players missing at the top of the expected points list. The likes of Salah is the one player I can think that I don't really own, or Darwin Núñez as well. I know he's got Chelsea, Man City, but I think he could have a pretty decent game week, to be honest. He just seems dangerous against anyone. So those are the 2 players I'm worried about that I don't have. But yeah, other than that, quite confident in this team. And yeah, all of these 15 guys will be featuring me for this week because I'm going to be playing my bench boost. And yeah, that's my team. And that's the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed that. Found it useful. If you like some of the players that I was suggesting there, or have any thoughts for how I could play my team differently, I'd be interested to know in the comments. FPL is all about people with different opinions. If everyone had the same opinion, the game would be boring. So yeah, that's what makes it fun. So I'd be happy to hear your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like rating, subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. I'm on the quest to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the season, and it would be wonderful to have you along for the journey with me. Until the deadline stream on Saturday morning, I'll catch you later.